Hello, welcome. It's been a very long time since I made a video. I keep saying, I remember at the beginning of the year I said I wanted to do market watches, but well, clearly I didn't. I guess because I've just been busy with work and stuff. But hey, we get the new set, Legacy of Destruction. This is a admittedly pretty bad set. A lot of the secrets, ultras aren't really worth a lot. They're kind of archetype specific for the most part. The most sought after thing is like the super rare Pydra, which, I mean, we'll talk more about that a little later, but I guess we're right into opening it. I have 6 boxes only. I don't have a case, because I was never going to buy a case of this, honestly, because it's so bad. But I bought 6 boxes from my local OTS store near me, and I think total, they had a case. I bought 6, and I bought a 7th box and opened it at the store. Of the 6 boxes that were opened at the store, however, one QCR was pulled. It was a Snake Eyes Dia Bellstar, but not a single Pydra was pulled, which actually brings me to a funny point. A lot of people have been talking about how the Tempeh Dragon Pydra, right, the one that's like a 3-up for the deck, people haven't really been seeing them, and I think it's not that it's short printed, but I think it's more of a clumping issue, because again, like I said, the 6 boxes that we opened at the nearby OTS store, no Pydras whatsoever. And of the 3 sneak peeks that I went to, one of them, there was like probably a total like a case and a half that was open because people bought boxes and whatnot. But in a case and a half, which includes the sneak peek packs, there was only like 3 playsets supposedly pulled, which makes it 9. So in 18 boxes, only 9 Pydras being pulled is kind of crazy. But I mean, 31 supers, I guess that's fine. I guess it's like a fair rate, but it just seems really weird that not a lot of Pydras are being seen. Well, that and the new field spell, Way Where There's a Will. But that one, it's good, but obviously everyone wants like the Tempeh Pydras, which is why they're also so expensive on TCG Player. I believe they're like $15 right now, but there's a chance for it to go up. Not a great secret to start, to be honest. The thing is, this set's like disappointing, because in terms of repulls, if you're buying sealed product, which a lot of sellers would normally buy sealed product for the most part, you're not really getting a lot of value. Sure, there could be potential, but we know I think there's 6 more cards left, I believe, but we know pretty much all the cards from the upcoming core set in, I believe, I want to say late July or August. It's like supposed to be like, it'll be before Nationals, and it'll be legal for Nationals as well, 2 days before that. But yeah, from info, we've seen the new support for like the Yugi retrains, like the Gondora, the gadget. We've seen the new support. It's not great, and honestly, it's more of like illusion or like Dark Magician, or I guess illusion support. It's not really for the Yugi retrains, so it's not like they get that much better. And then everything else in here is just relatively cheap. I think Dia Bells, the Secret Rare, and then the Nightmare Throne, the Ultra for the U Bells, those are the only things worth anything. Everything else is kind of nothing. Anyone buying on pre-sales is, unless it's like it's the Tempeh stuff, but like otherwise everything else on pre-sale, people are buying it. It's kind of stupid. You are losing your money. You're wasting your money away just buying those at such a high price. And I can get if you're a competitive player, because there are like regionals and whatnot coming up, and people who don't have their invites, they really want their invites, so they want these cards now. But honestly, I don't know. I guess I feel like if you're not good enough to have gotten your invite already, it just feels kind of weird. Okay, so we have 1 Pydra. That's the only Pydra that I'm thinking of 1 sneak peek. Other than the sneak peek packs, right? I think there was like maybe not a lot of people for entries, like maybe 10 people or something. But I think it was overall like 6 boxes. And there's like 2 Pydras. Another sneak, I guess the 3 playsets, right, out of like 18 boxes. And then there was another one that was actually like 0 Pydras. I don't know. The ratios are really weird in this. Everyone needs this. That wants to make Tempehs. But it's just so hard to get. I mean, I get the super rare ratios are like, I guess like they're right, but it just feels weird. It feels like there's a lot of clumping with this set. I don't know. Personally, what I'm trying to get out of the set is honestly nothing. I'm more interested in the next set, Infinite Forbidden, just because the Whitewoods and the Fiendsmiths I'm going to be trying to play with Magical Musketeers, and then the Whitewoods because I've always liked the Diabellstar Snake Eyes lore anyways. There's our other secret, Ragnaraka Bloom. But yeah, this set is just not that interesting. I usually only buy, I guess, like boxes and stuff for like openings, but I don't necessarily buy every set. Like, I think the last set I bought was probably Battles of Legend, the chapter 1, and even then I bought like 3 boxes. I don't know if I made a video. I don't think I made a video for it because it just didn't really seem that fun to open, to be honest. After the first one, I was like, this is not really that great. Rates are kind of weird, and it is a side set, and there's not a lot of crazy pulls you can get from that. But this is a core set, so you know me, I have to get some sealed product and definitely waste my money with this. Okay, so we have a Dragonling. That's good, that's good. That's the new Lightsworn card. It's I think the ratio is like 2 to 3 of. Mostly 3 of, but I think people are playing with 2, if not just 1, I guess. But yeah, not a lot of interesting stuff in here. It introduces a lot of archetypes, and a lot of these will get supported next set, like the Ragnarikas, but as far as I have seen, they aren't really doing anything. Actually, I know. Sorry about that. I think this Friday, they release... I don't know. I think it's this Friday or next Friday or something. They release sometime soon the OCG, so we'll have to wait for results. But so far, stuff like the Ragnaraka support is not really that great. Valmonikas are okay. Centurions are I don't know. It's more like the new archetypes that are more interesting to people, it seems, but... Okay, so these are our pulls. We have one Pydra, the Dragonlings, the Ragnaraka Boom. Okay, that's fine, but yeah, sets like this are interesting. So this is like a quarter 2 set, because the quarter 1 was the Phantom Nightmare. And it's interesting because, Phantom Nightmare did see some gains, more specifically in like the secrets, right? Like lowers were so expensive, but you had the Vados that had gained value, and then you have the other, some of the other ultras gaining some value as well, just because people are just trying to make some investments. I have to look back at it, I can't remember. Oh, I was thinking Metamorphosis, but that's a secret. Never mind. I think mostly the secrets actually went up in like Evening Master Pack Bit, I guess, but that's mostly for Centurions. But it's not the first 2. It's weird to say, it's like, but basically, it feels like every year, the first half of the year, the sets are never that great. There's only a few cards worth a good amount, right? And then everything else is worth nothing. It's more of like an investment set, at least that's the way I've seen it. That's the way I look at it, is because you kind of invest your money in some of the cards, some of the singles, and then either a pro plays a certain deck that uses the cards in those sets, which causes them to spike, or people figure out new tech options with said cards. Okay, so we have our first quarter century. I don't know if I actually like that or not. The Ragnaraka Stag Sovereign. That one's an ultra rare, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't pull it, but I think that one's an ultra rare. I guess, I mean, you know, it's a QCR. I can't really complain too much, but no, obviously I would have rather had a different one, right? But who knows, maybe people figure out Ragnarikas, but I just know in the OCG, no one's really playing Ragnarikas, because they're kind of terrible. People are kind of messing around with the Lightsworns, but not that much. It's just because we're in the fire format, people still focus on the Tempeh Dragons, and the Snake Eyes, and over there, Tempeh is doing good, I think, solely because they have Kaiser Colosseum and Maxi. And Maxi aside, Kaiser Colosseum's already like a busted floodgate anyways, so... okay, so we have the Shining Sarcophagus. That one's a cool archetype, actually. I do like the art. I do like the archetype. It's just they're really bad. Like, if you're just trying to play for fun deck, I think a lot of these decks here, I think a lot of the support, it's, like, fine. But I think if you're trying to play competitively, it's still fire format. So you're playing Snake Eyes, either Tier, or I guess Fire King variant, or I guess you're playing Tempeh Dragons. There's also Voiceless and U-Bell, too, because U-Bell has a pretty good matchup against the Tempeh Dragons, at least. But from what I've heard, Tempeh Dragons are kind of not that great here, just because you're running so much non-engine that you have to run engine cards, and if you get, like, Imperm or Veiler, their hand trap, it can really hurt a lot. But Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and they'll do as well here. But I just know that it was overhyped, which is why something like the Tempeh Dragon Pydra, which is like the only super rare that's a 3 of, the other one being the Synchro, which is only a 1 of. That's why it's so expensive, because I believe it was like a couple of dollars, I think like $3 or $4 around the time the pre-releases were put online. But then people bought them out. Like, I know, okay, that's a really nice one. I know on TCG Player, the supers did get bought out by some people. I guess like 2 people bought out all the big listings. So basically now it's like $15, which really sucks. I guess. I mean, it's still an overall cheap deck compared to like Snake Eyes and stuff, right? Because all you're getting is the most expensive thing is probably the Trident Dragon, which is about $100, I believe now. But everything else is relatively cheap for what the deck needs. I guess there's also tech options that are pretty expensive, like Heat Waves and stuff. But look, I don't know. Like at a certain point, it's like if you weren't prepared before, like it really doesn't matter. Like you wouldn't apply, because people who want to play Tempeh, they knew about the tech cards like Heat Wave, Anti Magic Arrows, so they knew to get the cards early, right? But if you're waiting till now to get the cards, I feel like that's just kind of on you. Granted, we didn't know the rarity of the Tempeh, so because they're like pretty much all supers, and because they're all like super and commons, it's a relatively cheap deck to at least get the core of. But I mean, even if we did know ultra secrets, like you still would have gotten your tech cards regardless if you saw like people buying them up, I guess. Realistically, you hear word, oh, Heat Waves are getting bought out. Well, your first thought should be, let's go to TCG Player or Card Market. Let's look at the price of the cards. Okay, it looks like it's going up, but maybe if I want to play this, I should get them now because they're likely going to spike. And these cards that are fairly old aren't going to be getting reprints for probably a decent amount of time. Like, I imagine the card, like the Heat Waves, they wouldn't get reprinted until like maybe like 2 OTSs from now, if at all, right? Same with like the Anti-Magic Arrows. Like people bought out like the secrets from like the Speed Duel set or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like to get in on the market late and then complain about how the prices are too much, which you're right. To be fair, the cards can be pretty expensive, but at a certain point, you kind of have to look at it and go, well, maybe you should have just gotten the cards earlier when everyone was talking about them instead of waiting till last minute. Okay, and then we got a Gondor G. That's actually kind of cool that we pulled the 2 cards for the Yugi Retrain set, I guess. I call it Yugi Retrains, but I don't know what the actual archetype would be called, to be honest. And another Pydra. Okay, that's super good. Now, like I said earlier at the beginning, no Pydras were pulled whatsoever from 6 boxes. So I bought 7 technically, but I have 6 to open right now. I should have the rest of the Pydras, but even then, in a case, I feel like there is clumping, because I have 2 Pydras, right? Which I guess is okay, but it's weird, because I think of, like, other past sets, right? Let me just organize this really quick. I think of other past sets with the highly sought-after supers, like, for example, what do you call that? Darkwing Blast from 2 years ago, which was a quarter 4 set, by the way. Had the Bystials, Magnamut, and Jerusalem, and Serenade, all as super rares, which is crazy. I remember them being pretty cheap on release, and then after that, people realized how good they were, and then bought them out. But on average, I remember pulling, like, 1 Magnamut and 1, like, Jerusalem a box. Syak was kind of the same way, too, with the Wakauchis and the Time Turning Morganites being the most sought-after supers, and those were, like, 1 or 2 box, to be honest. Okay, so Silent Swordsman is 0. I have a weird setup. I have a lot of cards on my desk right now, just because I have to reorganize this stuff and sell a lot of this stuff. It's really annoying. That's actually one of the annoying things about being a seller, to an extent. It's just having so many cards just lying around, just waiting for them to sell, or you're just holding them, whatever. Okay, another Pydra. Crazy. Okay, so, wow. I guess I have all the Pydra, but that is a playset of him, which is pretty nice. Personally, I'm not playing Tempeh. This format, I'm probably playing, I don't know, I haven't really been playing that much. I've honestly been playing Pokemon more than, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! But if I am playing Yu-Gi-Oh! More constantly, I guess probably stick with my same deck that I kind of had last format, which was Pure Snake Eyes, or I guess Synchro Snake Eyes, right? The Barone and the Borreload band really sucks, but you just kind of change it into the Dispatter and the Omega line, so at least you can where there's a Willow, that's a really good one. I can't remember what I was gonna say. I'm actually gonna put this over here. you just pivot to hammer it for 2, and then you have at least a monster in the gate. I don't think that really helps too much, but I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, right? You can technically run any other 8s or 10s, but like, I mean, your other choices are pretty bad. I know people were starting to buy out some stupid level 10 synchro. Leo something, I can't remember, Leo the Great Forest or something. I actually just cannot remember the full name. It's a synchro level 10. Fact is, you can't target it until, I think the wording is like, you cannot target this card with card effects until or unless it is main phase 2. It's kind of garbage. People have been saying this is like the substitute you should play, which I guess there's something that they know that I don't, because I don't see how a level 10 synchro with no negates, other than it just can't be targeted until main phase 2, could be that good. But maybe I'm just not aware enough. Maybe it actually is really good. I mean, it is 3100 and 1500 in terms of stats, but stats never have really mattered too much in general. But who knows? Maybe they're right. I know I am probably going to try out the new, the Time Lord board gate. It's another generic 10, I believe, which is actually pretty good. Although I know Template is also playing that too, so yeah, who knows. But basically, I'll be playing Pure Snake Eyes again, and then likely going back to like Vanadium, because I've been playing Bestial Vanadium, which I actually really like. I've tried Snake Eyes before, but it felt a little too bricky. Like, I wasn't drawing my main engine card, so I wasn't really able to do much with my board. But yeah, I'll probably be playing Bestial Vanadium as well. There's other fun decks like X Sisters that I would love to play, but to be honest, we're still in the hand trap format, and even if Tenpei aren't like the top meta deck, you're going to have a lot of people playing them, and that deck plays like up to 24 hand traps plus board breakers, which is so god-awful to play against already. And Exorcisters are just awful. They can honestly die to like a single ogre, which is really sad. But that's just the format. I mean, if you want to be competitive, obviously you have to play the best deck in the format. We still have to wait. Obviously, the card just came out. They are legal this Friday, so tomorrow, as of this recording. It will be legal tomorrow. And I'm also going to upload this video tonight as well. So, but yeah, I mean, that's really it. The set's not that impressive, but we have meta movements. We'll see some changes. The fact that all the Tempeis are supers and commons does scare some people. I know I've seen talks of people being like, well, maybe they'll hit the Tempeis. But, I mean, honestly, OCG has Kaiser and Maxi. And Maxi's already, like, game-changing in terms of deck building. But, like, Kaiser Colosseum is also pretty significant too, which is why I'm actually glad they didn't unban it. I actually had some fear that they were going to unban it in the ban list, so it's kind of nice that they didn't. Although they did unban Protoss and Thunder Dragon Colossus for some reason. I don't really know why. In a game where you're doing a lot of searches, it just seems kind of weird to unban a card, which can relatively easy to make, and just basically prevent your opponent from searching their deck, which sounds awful. Okay, there's the other QCR. I don't know how to feel about this one. I really wanted a Magician's Bonds Unity, just because in this set it is the last one. Because next set in Infinite Forbidden, oh, that was my computer. We will get a new I don't know what you want to call these, like series cards, I guess. And the new series cards is like the Dragons of Pride and the Dragon of Pride and Unity. So they'll do another 4 sets with that. And it's weird because it's still doing quarter centuries because we're already way past the 25th anniversary. But I guess they're just doing it because why not? Honestly, okay, this is like a new secret. That's pretty nice. Varujas, the Final Bringer event thing. That's pretty cool. But yeah. In terms of the sets, right, so we'll have like Dragon of Pride Unity. They're still doing QCRs, which is weird. I kind of wish they went back to Starlights just because they were a little less, I don't know, flashy or whatever than the QCRs. But also, I kind of just want them to do Starlights, but in the same ratios, if not a little better, right, than QCRs. Because back then, 5 Starlights and getting 1 every, like, basically 2 cases is really annoying. But just give the same pull rates for Starlights. Just do like 10 Starlights or something. If you do it, you can do like 10 Starlights or even 25, whatever. I don't care. And just do it like 1 a case or something if they want to do it that way instead of having like 1 every, what, 20 boxes or some garbage. I can't remember. Okay, now I have a little more room. I'm just going to organize this like this. I'm going to put that. Place a Hydras. I guess technically I could play Tempeis too. I just don't really find them that interesting, honestly. Okay, we have 3 more boxes. All right. Battle Phase deck is cool, I guess. This is like single-handedly the best Battle Phase deck probably ever released. But even then, you have so much. You're playing so much non-engine. It's like you either draw your engine cards and don't get hand trapped, or you do and you kind of just rely on the fact that you have so many board breakers and hand traps to stop your opponents from doing anything. I guess. I've been practicing against them too much. I've only practiced against them in a few games, and the few games I did, I kind of just hand trapped them, just hit them with like an Imprimer Veil, and they kind of didn't really do anything. So, it seemed kind of lackluster, but maybe the people just didn't know how to play it, because I'm sure the deck has ways to play around certain hand traps and whatnot. But again, we'll have to see. We're starting the format this Friday, so the lead cards will be legal. So we'll see more results, and then we'll see more exploration into like the deck building for the format. So, where there's a will, there's a way. This card, Gold Pride Eliminator, whatever. Yeah, well, there's a lot of supports too. Gold Pride got their synchro in this new super. Apparently, it's not good. I don't know. I never played Gold Prides. I know the Saphir is like okay, but it's the Blessing of the Voiceless Voice, the super. That's really good. Yikes. I mean, what else is there from this set? I mean, I guess the Ashen cards are okay. It's just literally a super poly deck. Put the field spell up, make all the monsters on the field pyros, and just super poly, I guess, which is okay. I mean, I don't think it makes them amazing. I'll say it's better than what the Tistina support got, because God knows that was probably like some of the worst support. Well, maybe War Rocks might be the winner for the worst support, but yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, which is such a shame because the Tinas were so cool. I have so much hope for them, but that's what they sometimes do. They just give the first wave of support. Ooh, another wave. There's a will. Can't put them aside. I know that's what they do for the TCG exclusive archetypes. They release the archetypes, then the next set they do like one wave of support, and then the OCG eventually does like a second wave of support for them, which the TCG will eventually get. Usually that second wave of support makes the set, makes the deck a lot better. But then, you know, Gold Pride's got their support. I think, yeah, we saw those from the OCG first, and they weren't really that great, to be honest. I don't know. Although, I guess to be fair, the only variant that people were playing when it came with Gold Pride was Gold Pride Punk. So, which makes sense. It's not bad. But then, like, most board would just end on Pep anyways. We have 3 more boxes. It's like 3... Yeah, it's like 3 QCRs. The guy who opened them yesterday, he opened 3 boxes, got the Snake Eyes Bellstar. I would have much rather had that than these ones, to be honest, but not bad. You know, still, I can't complain, right? Because it's, you know, it's UCOs regardless. But to be fair, I also bought 6 boxes, and the 6 boxes that were basically opened at the store had only like there's 1 QCR and no Pydras, so I guess I'm winning technically, but I'm still losing so much because of the value of this. Granted, I got these boxes for $70, so that's at least a good price. I know other stores near me were charging like $80 or $90 a box, which is a god-awful price for the value of this set. But, I mean, there's always a chance a lot of these cards do spike up, right? That's how it works. Like, that's how it worked. Okay, here's a new Gold Pride Eradicator. I have to actually read this. During your opponent's quick effect, target the fusion single extra link on the me if you're you target 2, destroy them. Oh, so it's a quick effect pop 2. Once you're during the end phase, the previous actor return this card to actually if you do something Gold Pride Eliminate. Okay. I mean, that sounds good, I guess. Let's just target 2, destroy 2. Wait, actually, hold on. Wait, how does that work? Wait, what? Hold on. During your opponent's turn only. Okay, that's not as great. Target 1 fusion synchro extra your link monster in the field. Or if your opponent's life points are lower than your opponent's, you could target 2, destroy them. Wait, so you have to target a fusion synchro XYZ link, and then that lets you target another 2 to pop? That seems really weird. Huh, maybe it's not that good. That just seems really weird. What is the point? Why not just have it be a quick effect where if there's a fusion synchro XYZ or link monster in the field, meaning if you have Gold Pride Eradicator, you could just target 2 to pop 2. That would make it way better. That would make it so much better. But whatever, I guess they don't want to make him too strong, you know? Is he even generic? I guess it is generic. What is an 8? It's a generic 8 for pot 2, I guess. I mean, technically I could run this in Vanadium and the Synchro Snake Eyes for just a free pop 2, because most decks are going to put out a Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, or Link anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's basically always going to be live. But the fact it's on the opponent's turn is okay, I guess. Because you're, like, well, I don't know, you have on the field, your opponent just imperms their Veilers in, and you go, okay, cool. This is a body in the field. Although, realistically, I would have that and, because it's not tuner, I would have that and Formula Synchron on my field. What is it? A Warrior. So I'd have to make a 10. It's a third Gondor. That's actually absurd. I guess I make a single 10, but what am I making? I can't make this bad, obviously, because I need a Dragon for that. And that one you'd use Flamberge and Formula Synchron for anyways. Maybe I need to look at more 10s. I know there's Chang Ying, but it's like, I'm not really doing too much with that, unless I have SP on the field, right? Multi-universe. This is such a weird card. Just because there's one specific card that searches, apparently searches for something that has an effect that searches specifically for a field spell or something, or like names a field spell. I don't know. I think it's like a Christian. Ooh, I think it's like Christian Witch is what's called. I keep hitting the camera, man. I need a. Oh man. I almost didn't want to do this video too. Maybe I shouldn't have. I just think it's so fun. I just think it's so fun to open packs, to be honest. Yes, I am a seller, so obviously I am trying to sell these, a good amount of these at least, to make money, but also it's just fun opening packs, just seeing what you can pull. Next set though, Rarity Collection. I do plan on getting a case. I will be doing a video on that though. So, I mean, if you're watching, hey, wait like, I don't know, another month, and then you can see Rarity Collection 2 case being opened. That one should be pretty exciting. That one should definitely be more exciting. Because it'll have stuff like Droll, the Solemns, I guess the Pearlies, the field spells, like the Visas, Lore, field spells and stuff, all that stuff. There's a lot of good cards. Repaying that, access code as well, I guess. So it'll be cool to see that. Although, right now, we don't really know a lot about the set. We only have those official reveals on their site that just name them, but we don't really know much else. So it's kind of up in the air what else might be reprinted. There's so many cards. So many cards that could be reprinted in there. I just think, honestly, reprint all the staples. Like, I don't know if Ghost Reaper or Ghost Ogre will be reprinted. Maybe they will. I assume they will, because they're like the remaining hand traps that didn't get reprinted in Rarity Collection 1. But hopefully they all do. I think it'd be great if every single more like generic cards, like especially hand traps, were reprinted, because I think that's really good for the market. Gives new players an incentive to play when they can get the staples for a lot cheaper, because God knows the price of the staples and what they used to be. And another Pydra. That's actually crazy. Okay, so yeah, it really feels like clumping. I mean, okay, for full transparency, I did roll a dice to pick my boxes, because the owner was nice enough to give me the choice of the boxes, but in the case, this is actually kind of surprising, because you would think there'd be more Pydras, right? But no, they didn't pull any in 6 boxes. I guess I just had them all. But in cases I've seen, like the one where like 18 cases, or not 18 cases, 18 boxes were open, basically only 3 places of Pydras is kind of crazy. It does seem like clumping, because a lot of people have reported that they haven't seen as many Pydras as they have for the other stuff. But I guess with 31 supers, you know, I guess it's technically correct. But I don't know. There's also weird quality issues. Like, we haven't seen it so far, but I've seen boxes where the packs are like this. They're like upside down. Or if you open them, the foils, mainly the ultras and the secrets, were like upside down as well, which is kind of weird. There's also been quality control issues, which, I mean, it is Konami, what do you expect? And they are being printed in I mean, the ones I'm opening at least are printed in North America, so, you know, the quality issue is just like a guaranteed, you know, it's like a given. But, I've just seen that some cards had some pretty bad damage to the borders. Enough to not get to at least lightly played, but some I've seen, like, mod played at best, which is really sad. It sucks to open the pack. And that's always weird, because you'll see listings for people who will say, like, oh, like, pack fresh. But, like, let's be honest, if you're opening, like, a North American box, right, or a North American manufactured box, right, or pack, pack fresh doesn't mean shit, right? Pack fresh literally means nothing when the quality is already so bad that you can easily get a light plate or like a mod played. Like I remember it from back from Ghost and Past 2, a lot of the ghost rares had like they had black marks, they had like black little weird dots on the front, which wasn't really an issue. Like I wouldn't even mark that down. I'd still say it's near mint, except the backs were super stuffed. And then obviously people were still listing it as near mint, which is really weird. But then people were also saying, oh, packed fresh, as if that's supposed to mean anything, when people knew like the quality control was already really bad as it is, and it continues to do so, especially in side sets, which is really stupid. Like I know core sets are core sets, right? They maybe have better quality than the side sets, but I don't know why they just can't be equal and make them all good. I don't know how hard it is to ensure the quality control is better, but I guess to try and be fair, right? They're probably not just manufacturing Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I assume. Maybe they are. I don't know how the process works for like distribution and creation, but I imagine either they're printing multiple TCGs at the same factory, or they're just printing so many that they have to meet the demand, especially with how many sets release a year. Like there's like one new set every single year, right? So maybe that's why the quality control can be worse, because it's like they aren't given enough time to really inspect it. But at the same time, oh, that's a really good secret. I like that. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, it's your job to kind of ensure quality control. Like you could at least ensure enough quality control where like they don't come out like super scuffed or like the board's like damaged and all that stuff. But again, I've never worked in one of those factories or production facilities, so I wouldn't know. Maybe it is just kind of rough. Up there's our third way where there's a will. I don't know why it's. It should have just been where there's a will, right? I don't know why they named it way where there's a will. That just seems so weird, but I don't really know. It's kind of weird when they translate it to the TCG, because I don't know who decides that these should be the translations. They could at least like work on the grammar of it, right? Unless I'm like grammatically challenged and that's actually correct. In which case, please, someone tell me, because reading that just kind of breaks my brain. I don't really know what I'm seeing. 417. Oof. I have a locals after this, unironically. Although, like I said, I haven't really been playing Yu-Gi-Oh that much. I haven't been playing Pokemon more. Pokemon's just cheaper to get into and kind of feels fun, especially when the current format's a hand trap format, where my decks can generally die to just a hand trap or two sometimes. Even pure Snake Eyes, sometimes they just Veiler or Imperm your normal summon, and you're like, cool, I don't have OSS or something, and whatever. Nice. Okay, we have one box left. Ooh, let's move this over here. Wake Up Centurions. That's kind of cool. And then Diabells. I need a play set of Diabells, actually, just for myself. Oddly enough, haven't seen, what do you call that? The Nightmare Apprentice Magician. I think I'm just waiting for singles. Honestly, this is like, okay, I know people always say, like, buy singles. And they're right. If you need cards, I'm sorry, I keep hitting the goddamn camera. They always say buy singles, and that's correct. You should always buy singles. Never buy boxes. When you're gambling on boxes, it's really bad. Like, the only time I would have advocated for buying boxes is Rarity Collection 1 and then Age of Overlord. Just because the absurd value and, like, your good chance of actually just pulling money, right? But, sets like this, obviously, just buy your singles because it's not worth it. A lot of these singles are going to go down. You are seeing a lot of the pre-sales relatively cheap, even compared to Phantom Nightmare, where a lot of the cards were actually still pretty cheap, except for, like, what, Poplar and Princess. But, I think this is definitely one of the sets. Just focus on singles. Like, even if you're trying to get value as a seller, just buy low, sell high. You can figure out what's going to be cheap and what's not. That's our first Minerva. Actually, no. That first Minerva on camera, I actually opened one box yesterday at the shop and did pull another Minerva, but we only pulled one Dragon Link, interesting enough. There's the other Pydra. Okay, so I just got lucky then. I just got lucky with the Pydras. Look, despite what I said, I still hold to it that there is, like, probably clumping in this set, right? Because I have not seen Pydras pulled this. In fact, this is the most Pydras I've seen ever, right, at once. Like, I had to learn from someone else, so I didn't see it myself when apparently 3 playsets of the Pydras were pulled. Oh, and speaking of Nightmare Apprentice from earlier, there she is. Bam. Easy. I think she's a great card. Nice illusion, too. I do want to play the illusion archetypes because I have, like, Nightmare Magicians I want to use, but I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, right. I think there is clumping in the set, though, just because that's the most Pydras I've actually seen in person, right? I've barely seen any pulled. And granted, when they're pulled, people are selling them off right away, but Man, it's kind of rough, right? Because like a lot of people will open boxes, they just won't pull any Hydras. Which is 3 different sneak peeks, by the way. And sneak peeks being like, what, 5, 6 packs. There's another Dragonling 2. That's pretty good. I know someone who wants them. I know someone who needs them, actually. But I don't know if he wants to run, like, 2 or 3 or whatever. Actually, no, I think he has 2. He needs 1 more, technically. But yeah, what am I hoping for secrets, I guess? Archetype-wise, I'm not really playing anything in the set. Maybe some cards I'll mess around with, like Mellotronus and the Way Where There's a Will. I will build an Ashen deck, probably, just because I have all the other cards. But I know it's not going to be good. Oh, there's another pet deck that doesn't really do anything. I mean, it has a field blow-up, but does that really matter? Are you really going to use that against, what, Fire King Snake Eyes? Cool. Blow up their monsters, trigger all their effects or whatever. That sounds great. But yeah, let's see. What do I want for the set? What am I hoping to pull at this point? I have 1 secret, 2 ultras. I know I can't get a QCR anymore. That's guaranteed. In fact, people say the average rate is like 3 to 4. I think it's more likely just 3, to be honest. I think 4 is generous because some cases have it, but that's like maybe 1 out of every 10, 20 cases or something. For the most part, it is like 3 QCRs. So I think that's all the QCRs. Unironically, pulling 2 QCRs, I actually lose out more than the guy I know at the store who pulled the Snake Eyes Diabolstar. The Snake Eyes Diabolstar is like 100. I think the Ragnarok Stag is like, I want to say it's like $30. And then the Future Silence, that's the one that has probably the most, actually Ragnarok might have the most potential. But I think the Future Silence is probably like $40. So I unironically lost, even though I pulled 2 QCRs, which is so weird. I don't know. I don't get as excited with QCRs. Next set, probably, but this set, not really. But it's also because I remember opening so much AGOF. So much AGOF, in fact, that I pulled QCRs out the ass. In fact, I think I probably spent like at least 3K on AGOF alone, just because of the value of the boxes. And there's the 3rd Diabels. All right. Well, all right. I think that's like the best I can probably pull, right? It'll go down. All these will go down. The Diabels I'm just keeping for myself, along with the Nightmare Apprentice Illusions. Everything else I'm probably just going to sell. Well, I'll keep the Snake Eyes Diabelstar. I want to play around with it a bit. Probably play as like a 1-up in Pure Synchro. Or Pure Snake Eyes. But everything else I'll just probably sell. The QCRs are nice, but they're not really QCRs I'm looking for. I only need the Magicians to complete my sets, and then I'll have every single Magician's of Bonds Unity. And then I'll have to look forward to the Dragons of Private Unity, which would be super cool. Right. Oh, cool. Stag Sovereign. That's all the ultras, so there's nothing else. Yeah, it's just 2 supers, and it's like 2 supers a box, maybe the same one. Yeah, multi-universe. I think I pulled one earlier, actually. Wow. I hate so many cards. Let me organize. I hate all the bulk. I need to find someone to just buy all my common bulk. I'm just sitting around with them doing nothing. They don't really help me or anything. But wow, cool. Okay, so that was it. I guess let's just quickly review once I organize all this stuff. So that's all 6 boxes, unless I have a hidden box. Nope. No hidden box or packs. Okay, so noteworthy pulls. We have 2 QCRs here. We have Future Silence, the quick play spell for the, I guess we'll call it Shining Sarcophagus. That might be the more accurate name for the archetype. But the Shining Sarcophagus archetype. Then we have the Ragnarok Stag Sovereign, the Nice Link 5. I think the Seed, the monster, or the Ragnarok Bloom would have been much better. But, I mean, it's a QCR. I guess I can't really complain. But still, those would have definitely been the better Ragnarokas, because the Bloom is a 3 of. I believe the monster is a 3 of, and I believe the continuous spell is also a 3 of. We have 5 Hydras as well, so that's actually pretty good. I definitely don't need those. And then we have the 2 Diabels, right? We have 1 Nightmare Apprentice. We pulled 2 Ragnarok Blooms, right? We have 2 Gondoras, 2 Shining Sarcophagus. Oh, sorry, 3 Blooms, actually. 3 Gondoras. What the hell? I didn't even realize. I guess 2 Gondoras, 2 Sarcophagus, 1 of the XCs, the new one, the rank 10, and then 3 Blooms. Wait. Okay, I thought I miscounted it. Cool. And I guess we have the rest of the ultras, which don't really matter too much. I mean, I have my Snake Eyes Diabelstar playset, which is not bad. So that's actually super nice. I do have the Light Sworn Sergeant, which I know someone's interested in. But yeah, I guess that's really it for my polls. So from what, 6, I guess technically 7, but we'll say 6 boxes for the video. 6 boxes. We have 2 QCRs, 2 Diabels, 5 Pydras. So pretty good. But yeah, that's it for my box opening. I hope people watching this enjoyed it. The next, I really need to stop being lazy and find the time to do the market watches, because I did want to cover the ban list, but I felt it was too late, because I was like it was like a day later when I decided to make the video, and then when I tried to make it, I felt it was a little too late, because so many other people already covered it, so it's like old news, right? Maybe I will do a market watch though, just to see how the prices have been, since it'll be like a week, it'll be like 2 weeks, or it'll be like a week or two since the ban list hit, so maybe I'll do a video on that. But otherwise, the next video will probably be the Rarity Collection case when that happens, which will be it'll actually be in June, because it releases the end of May, and then the deliveries and stuff won't arrive probably until like the beginning of June. So it'll probably be until then. Either that or market watches, I don't know. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.